This is Ostrava. It's the third largest city in the Czech Republic and the historical center of Czech heavy industry. It sits on massive coal deposits and became a center of iron and steel manufacturing in the 19th and 20th centuries. From market town to industrial powerhouse to now a budding music festival and conference hub, Ostrava has been at the head of major economic shifts in the Czech Republic and Europe. The skyline of Ostrava is still dominated by the Vitkovice Ironworks. The literal enormity of Vitkovice represents what this town stood for, harnessing natural resources for industry. Iron smelting at Vitkovice began in 1828, funded and controlled by the Bishop of Olomouc, who quickly acquired additional funding from the Vienna Rothschild Bank. The Viennese Rothschilds fully bought out Vitkovice in 1842. They also built many coal mines in the region and a railway to connect Ostrava to Vienna, Krakow, and points in between, thereby solidifying the integration of their investments in Czech Moravia and Silesia with the greater Austro-Hungarian economy. Controlling these investments paid off, and by 1930, Baron Louis von Rothschild, the scion of the Austrian family, was the richest man in Central Europe. In the mid-1930s, the Rothschilds recognized that the Nazis intended to annex Austria and occupy Czechoslovakia. They knew the Nazis wanted to nationalize Vitkovice because of its economic importance and the anti-Semitic symbolism of Aryanizing the Jewish bankers' prized investment. In 1936, control of Vitkovice was transferred to a British partner of the Rothschilds, making it appear less like a Jewish-owned business. However, Louis von Rothschild was unable to leave Austria before the Nazis annexed it in the March 1938 Anschluss. He was arrested and ransomed for $21 million, one of the largest payments for a single person's release in world history. During the ransom process, the Rothschilds were forced to acquiesce to their entire Austro-Hungarian investment portfolio, coming under Nazi control, where it became a critical part of the German war effort. Under communist Czechoslovakia, Vitkovice was further expanded, becoming an essential source of pig iron within the Soviet bloc. The Soviets even wanted to tear down the city center of Ostrava to mine more coal, building the district of Ostrava south of Vitkovice to replace it. Although they didn't succeed, coal mine towers are still visible a few blocks from the city center, and mining within the city limits did not end until 1994. During the 1989 Czechoslovak Velvet Revolution, the blast furnaces of Vitkovice, now controlled with the latest technology from Siemens, kept churning out iron and steel. However, many of Ostrava's industries were too inefficient to compete in the privatized post-communist Czech economy. Vitkovice closed in 1998, a significant blow to Ostrava's standing as an industrial powerhouse. Ostrava and the surrounding region continue to host steelworks and other heavy industries, but my sense is it's trying to pivot to a more diversified economy. For 4 days in mid-July, one of the largest international music festivals in Central Europe takes place in Vitkovice, and it's featured artists such as Robert Plant, Bjork, and Macklemore. Vitkovice's main gas storage tank has been converted into a conference hall and cultural center that can host approximately 1,500 attendees. A little over 2 weeks after this video is released, it will host the 4th edition of Chain Camp, a community-organized Czech-language Bitcoin conference. The rest of the site has transformed into a tourist attraction with guided tours into and an 80-meter-high observation deck and cafe built on top of its blast furnace number 1. Perhaps this is a sign of 21st century transformation and rebirth for Ostrava as it seeks out new industries to participate in.
I think the greatest lesson from Ostrava's history is the power of building something that lasts.
The furnaces of Vitkovice burned continuously for almost 160 years because of how important they were to the Czech Republic and the various powers that controlled or occupied it throughout the turbulent and calm moments of this era. So what lessons can Web3 take from this? Well, at the time I'm recording, it has been almost 15 years since Satoshi Nakamoto published the Bitcoin white paper. At this point, Web3 and associated communities are still arguing over and searching for solutions to how the technology will gain the longevity of the furnaces of Vitkovice. While some people may disagree with me and say that the answer has already been provided by a specific project,
I respond that I want to know more because I don't see widespread adoption of Web3 in society yet, or what will allow it to survive great conflicts yet to happen.
So let's see if we can be like the Rothschild Bank and build a Web3 powerhouse, just as the steelworks of Ostrava powered great and banal industries of 19th and 20th century Europe.